My father kicked my mother and me out of the house to marry his mistress, and now, 15 years later, he's kicked out of his own house and demands that my mother and I let him live with us. My mother and I used to live in my father's house, but despite that, we rarely saw him, as he basically only went there to borrow money from my mother, money that, of course, he never returned, and then he would leave to spend the money. During that time, things were very difficult, as I was just a child and my mother had to work alone to support the household, but we always managed somehow, and my grandparents always helped us too, and overall, even without my father, I was happy. However, one day, my father just came home and told my mother and me to leave. This sparked a whole discussion, and basically he said that we were just parasites and now he wanted to be with a real woman, and that he wanted us to leave before she arrived, or he would throw our things out onto the street himself. It was very difficult at that time. My grandparents wanted us to live with them, but they lived in another state, and my mother couldn't just quit her job because it had been difficult enough to find the job in the first place. Initially, we had to go from shelter to shelter until we finally met